2021 was the wildest year yet. Thank you guys so much for following along. These are my top 10 favorite moments from the year. Let me know your favorite moment down in the comments.
Number 10, Layla, Mika, and I road trip through Arizona and California with the OffRoad Miata. We met up with my buddy Alex and went to Sycamore Creek outside of Phoenix, which was this crazy fun sand wash. Then we went down to Tucson to meet up with my buddy Ian, who just got this giant army truck. After some quick measurements, we realized the Miata would fit in the bed of the truck. It took a few tries, but we finally got it up there, and it was hilarious.
Holy moly! The Miata is in the bed of an army transport car.
Number 9. I'd been driving by this abandoned motocross track down in Mexico for years, and one day I decided to finally check it out. I played around on the kids track for a few minutes, then went to see if there was anything I could jump on the real track. The Miata had very little power at this point, so I knew I needed something with a downhill run-up. This step-up fit the bill perfectly, and I just floored it and hoped for the best. I still feel lucky that it worked out so perfectly, and we're still the only Miata to ever jump a motocross step-up. Number 8. I came across an Instagram account called Godfrey Proof that was posting wild clips from an off-road track in Utah, so I DM'd them to see if we could bring the Miata out. They said yes, and it was on. We raced their turbo razor around the track, but really, we were no match. It was at this moment I knew I needed to turbo the Miata. Still had a blast and super thankful for the opportunity. After Salt Lake, we went down to Swing Arm City, which I had been wanting to check out since first seeing Ken Block's Terracana video years ago. It was epic being able to take the Miata on some of the same features as him. Number 7. The 3000 GT rally car didn't make a lot of appearances on the channel in 2021, but the few times it did was a blast. First, taking it rallying on dirt back roads down in Mexico, then racing it at the Grid Life Rally Sprint. Unfortunately, it kept breaking and is still broken, so I'm not sure if it'll stick around this year or not.
3 of the studs have sheared off.
Number 6, Gavin, Brian, and I found an old Toyota MR2 on Facebook for $800 that we originally bought to be a Gambler 500 car.
I'm the happiest boy!
After we got it running, we took it to a parking lot and set up some cones to have our own autocross race. Midway through, some drunk guys left the bar next door and pulled up in an SUV wanting to race us.
We were always doing.
He saw he could do it.
The guys decided it was too nice to be a gambler and ended up selling it. So for number 5, we bought a Mercury Grand Marquis that we fixed up to be the perfect gambler. It was Sam and Francis's first time and we did it right. Our car performed brilliantly. Brian and Patrick's Eclipse did not. After they popped their oil filter, we had to tow them through gnarly Jeep trails for miles to get back to camp. Definitely the craziest 2 hours in our gambler history. Then we won at Tug of War.
That's a win, baby!
Number 4. I got a comment from a subscriber wanting to sell me a Subaru Outback for $100. The only problem? He lived in Utah and I live in Denver. After exchanging almost no information, I decided to just go for it and bought a $30 flight to Salt Lake. Then had to Uber 100 miles to the middle of nowhere to pick up the car. Peyton turned out to be awesome and the car ran great. I headed straight for the salt flats.
Yep, it's salt.
Did some car surfing.
Remember, don't try this at home, kids!
And tested the top speed. Then drove 9 hours home. The next weekend, I raced it at the Piston Cup. We had an epic qualifying run, but unfortunately broke the car and couldn't race finals. Number 3 is all the Miata Cross driving I got to do at IMI Motorsports ATV track. Things started pretty tame at the beginning of the year.
My name is Bizzle, and I feel like dancing. I just gotta keep going.
I still haven't found any other Miatas to race with, but this year I promise we are going to push Miata Cross even farther. Number 2 was attending the Hot Wheels car show in Los Angeles. I applied to go months before, then completely forgot about it. Then like a week before the event, I get accepted, but the car is trashed. So I have to build new fenders, completely strip and repaint the entire thing, and then drive 20 hours out to LA. It was so hectic, but awesome to be out there next to the Baja 911 and the other rad cars. We didn't win, and then the car caught on fire the next day. But still overall a wild experience. And the number 1 moment of 2021 is all the racing we got to do with the Miata. Hoopty Cross happened to be on my birthday at the IMI track I had already driven at. It was so cool seeing all the other cars tear it up. This was right before I put the turbo in, so I was super slow, but it was also really motivating to get me to finish the turbo. Then we had the second round of the Piston Cup where I qualified first, but in the finals, it wasn't fast enough and broke the car again. But the absolute best moment was getting to do something I've always wanted to do, and that's race tough trucks at a monster truck show. I found out about the event like 2 hours before it started, rushed down there, and got to be the only Miata racing a bunch of gnarly trucks. Then I missed the finals by only 0.09 seconds. There's gonna be a ton more racing and awesome stuff next year. I'm super excited for it. Stay tuned.